Hey macro machiners, we're back for another workout of the day. Okay, so the first movement is going to be our sit-ups. So we want to come down and go ahead and touch those toes at the top, really squeezing the abs so that you're not focusing on those hip flexors. So you're not just exercising that you're exercising those abs, really squeeze as you come up. It doesn't have to be super fast. You really want to focus on building those ab muscles. So if you cannot do a full sit-up, you can go ahead and reach for those knees. You can do crunches, but when we do crunches, reach for the shins. Or you can just come up as high as you can. What we want to avoid is putting our hands behind our neck so that we're not straining our neck at any time. The next movement is going to be our sliders. So for this one, we're going to need sliders. This is going to be kind of a full body workout. So you want to make sure that you are in the right position, which means we want to be in that bear crawl position. We want our butt to be down, our back to be flat. Our hands should be underneath our shoulders. And we're going to just slide back and forth, avoiding that butt going up. We want to just keep it nice and low and slide back and forth, squeezing your abs and glutes and everything to make that happen. So now if you don't have sliders, you can go ahead and do mountain climbers. So you're going to be in that same position. We want to be low, not high, and we're going to just come back and forth. If you need to, you can use a bench and do some mountain climbers on the bench as well. Okay, next movement is our kettlebell swing. So starting with movement, our feet are flat on the ground. We want to make sure that our feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. We are coming back, bending at the hips here. We are only bending our knees slightly. We're not going into a squat. It's not a squat movement. So we are coming back and we're using our glutes and our hamstrings to really push the weight forward. So we're not pulling the weight, we are swinging the weight. And that how we do that is the more we thrust forward, the more the weight is going to go. We want to hit the outside of our wrists to the inside of our thighs. That's where we know we're coming back into a good position. So we're staying upright, our chest is up, our back is flat, our core is tight, and then we are coming and swinging up to about eye height. What we want to avoid is hitting anywhere above the wrist. So if we're doing that, it means we're either squatting down and trying to pull that weight up, which is what we don't want to do. So it's not a squat movement. Or we're coming back too far. And if we come back too far, again, we're putting a lot of pressure on that lower back. We're doing some kind of weird thing. We're not going to get the full swing we want. If at any moment or during the kettlebell swing, you start feeling that tightness in the lower back, check your form, because it's probably one of those two things. Good way to check out is in a mirror or videoing yourself doing it to see exactly what you're doing. So this is what it looks like with the kettlebell. Again, I'm swinging it. I'm really thrusting forward to bring that weight upward. So if you don't have a kettlebell, don't panic. You can use a dumbbell. And again, you can use whatever weight you feel comfortable with. And it's the same movement. just with the dumbbell. If we're using bands, we can use bands. So we're going to step on top of the band like so, and we're going to pull the band from behind forward. We're going to use that same movement. So we're going to come back and we're going to squeeze those glutes at the top. Okay, the next movement is our box jump. So we're going to set up at the box nice and close. We are going to jump completely and fully on top of the box. So my feet are fully on the box. You notice they're not hanging off. I'm not landing in a deep squat. I'm only landing in a quarter squat. And then I'm going to stand all the way up at the top. So I can either step off or I can jump off. If you're jumping off, it's going to be a little quicker back and forth depending on how you want to move. Jumping off is a little bit harder on some of your joints as well. So stepping off is fine. So you can higher the box, lower the box for modifications, or you can do step ups. Step ups, again, completely fully on top of the box. My foot is no cliffhangers. I'm going to use that first leg to step completely up. My leg is straight, and then I can go ahead and place that second foot on, and then I'm going to step off, and again, completely straight, second foot on top of the box. So we don't want to do one of these. We want to use that leg to really take in all that strength that we're trying to build there. If you don't have a box, you can do jumping squats. So good form, straight up and down, feet flat on the ground, toes pointed slightly outward, knees are coming out, not forward, coming down, and we're just going to jump at the top. Or we can just do regular air squats if you're just not ready for that extra jump, or if it's a little too hard on your joints. Last movement is going to be our ab twist. So again, we really want to focus on getting that core muscle. So we want to be squeezing the whole time. The only thing that's going to be down on the ground is our butt. So everything's off the ground. We're going to be in a nice V shape. And we're going to move back and forth and squeezing those abs. If you can, use a weight, and you can use any sort of weight. You can use a dumbbell, kettlebell, a plate, whatever. Just make sure you're using those abs to move back and forth. Now, if you find yourself a little unsteady with the weight and you still want to use the weight, you can go ahead and place just one heel on the ground. So I don't want to see this or this, just one, just to keep the stability there so you can focus on the abs. If you're having a problem with stability, it's just you need to strengthen that core just a little bit more. So again, you can practice with just that one on there. So you can use with or without weight. If you have a band, you can sit on the band, and you're going to have to do one side at a time, so 10 on each side, and just pull over, really squeezing those abs each way. So that is the workout of the day. It is an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes. Good luck.